If you want insane deals on legit PC keys from great developers, use my Fanatical link down below and start saving yourself some money. I really feel like the game is solid. It's grown a lot since the alpha. I feel like I'm going to be playing this game a lot more in between Insurgency and World War III. What the fuck happened? Does anybody here remember Islands of Nyne? Because at this point, I don't even think the devs do themselves. Islands of Nyne is a battle royale set in like this futuristic alien-built arena. The game dropped onto early access July 12th. I made a video all the way back then talking about the early access experience, and it's something that I actually really enjoyed. The game was hardcore as fuck. I was terrible at it, but the game was fun. Yes, it used assets, but the game actually had a lot of promise and a lot of potential. And according to the Steam charts, it peaked at an all-time of 7,272 people. Now, that's not huge numbers, but for entering the Battle Royale space, a genre that people are already saying is saturated from games like Fortnite, PUBG, and H1, that's a pretty respectful player base. When you look at it now, it has 4 people playing as of 36 minutes ago, with a 24-hour peak of only 65 people. Now, those numbers are absolutely abysmal. And to be quite honest with you, they're shocking. And I didn't realize the game was in this dire straits. When you look at the Steam store page, it's currently sitting at an overwhelmingly negative based on their recent reviews. And I wanted to do a little digging because I thought the devs were on the right track in terms of development and updates. I felt that they did a lot of things wrong in their marketing and their PR, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. But what I'm reading, based on the most recently posted reviews, a lot of claims of the game being absolutely dead, virtually unplayable due to the low amount of players, and I absolutely understand that. There are a lot of early access games that start out with 3 or 4 people playing. So the fact that this game has dropped from 7,200 players to only 65, that's really shocking and really scary. People are saying this game had so much potential is now not playable due to the lack of players, so I have no choice but to say do not buy. Where are the updates? Now, this review, when this person said that one triggered. Okay, now I gotta go look and see what is actually going on. People are saying the game itself is pretty fun, but it doesn't really matter. There's not enough players online to find a full match. There's no point in buying it. Not enough players to even start the game. The game is currently sitting on the store at a whopping $28.99 Canadian, and that's something we're going to touch on in a little bit. The title of the video is What the Hell Happened? When I do videos like this, I like to give you guys my thoughts on exactly what the hell happened with Islands of Nyne Battle Royale. This game suffered from a lot of things coming off of their launch. Even though they had really respectful numbers, the timing of the launch coming against juggernauts like Fortnite and PUBG, it definitely affected them. I think this game could have soared a lot higher had they released maybe a year prior, if the game was obviously ready. I'm saying in a perfect world, if it was ready. Obviously, game dev does not work like that, but it's just unfortunate. It's just the reality of it. They were coming into a very, I guess you would say, saturated market. When you look at approximately how long will the game be in early access, they say it's approximately 1 year. We're currently 3 or 4 months into development, and they're nowhere close. When you look at their updates on their Twitter page that leads to their official dev blog, back in September, they came out and they're like, guys, we want to be, we want to communicate with you. Here is our dev blog. We're going to be starting this stuff. And the last one was literally a month ago, with no other posts outside of that. They posted this on September 10th, and they haven't done anything since. There's no other posts. There's no social media activity at all. They pretty much put out this dev blog, which was actually a pretty extensive dev blog. They brought in a lot of people on their development team and basically went through everything that they're working on. And then they said at the end that they're going to be putting a Trello so that you guys can like follow along with the board, and they're going to keep you updated and informed on what they're working on and how soon you can expect it. And apparently that's coming soon. They say it's a pretty complex task and will require a bit more discussion as they have to decide what timeframes they can specify for each feature. But this is a month ago. The last patch, according to their Steam page, patch 1.4, was August 29th, which tells me that they must be working on either something incredibly huge or they've given up. The social media activity combined with the inactivity on the development side of things tells me that it's the latter. Islands of Nyne did one thing, and they focus on it a lot, which is I've seen a lot of indie developers go this route, and none of those indie developers have survived going that route, and that's focusing on eSports. They came out and they really wanted to promote eSports. They had a whole bunch of organizations come on board, and they were using that as a promotion tool and a marketing tool. But the game wasn't ready for eSports. No game should be built on the aspect of eSports. Battalion 1944 did the exact same thing, and that game is absolutely dead. 110%, that game is dead. But what's crazy is when I look up the numbers, Battalion is actually higher on the Steam charts than Islands of Nyne. Battalion has 13 people playing with a 24-hour peak of 97. So Battalion has more people playing than Islands of Nyne, which is something that I never thought I would ever see. But when you focus on esports, and then it almost seems like you forget the other side of it, and that's making a game. It's not like PUBG, where PUBG can literally force esports down your throat because they have the money to do it. Islands of Nyne was walking a tightrope between developing a good game, making sure the lights stay on, and then marketing and promoting your game. I actually reached out to one of the people who I thought was the marketing and PR guy for Islands of Nyne. I know him a long time. He gave me keys to give away back in 2017, and I look at his Twitter profile now, and he is no longer part of Islands of Nyne. There is another girl named Bree, who is apparently the marketing community manager for Islands of Nyne. When you look at her pinned tweet from August 15th, it shows some images of Islands of Nyne, but I'm not seeing a lot of tweets or even retweets from her in the past month or so, anything regarding Islands of Nyne. It almost seems like this is her social media page at this point, and she's not really promoting Islands of Nyne, or even at this point, even talking about it. So then when you take all of these things and you combine it with the fact that the game is also sitting at $28.99 Canadian, which is I think about $24 or $23 US, we get the sense that the developers aren't doing all they can to try and boost those player numbers. This game came out and they had a whole bunch of weapon skins and stuff like that, but the game cost money. They had crates, and they just totally fucked it up. They totally fucked up the monetization of their game. And this is something that game developers really need to nail down when you want to hit the Steam store. You need to have a proper monetization platform all ready to go so that you know where your money is coming from. When Fortnite dropped free to play, and they have weapon skins and all that stuff, and emotes and battle passes, that's how they make their money. And I feel like Fortnite dropping free to play is what's hurting a lot of these other developers. But guess what? As studios entering this space, you need to be able to view that and adjust and maybe look at different monetization platforms than the basic, buy the game and that's it. Islands of Nyne didn't do that, and it hurt them significantly. If this game would literally take this price tag that it is at right now and remove it, and then monetize your skins, your customization options, and whatever else that you can do, you might actually have a shot at making it. Radical Heights dropped free to play, and they were on their last legs, and they saw that if you drop free to play and monetize everything else, that's how you make it out of the rut that you're in. Radical Heights had already dug too deep. Boss Key was already too deep into this. I don't know where these guys are at right now. I don't know where Define Human is. I don't know if they're literally like going bankrupt and they're about to just end it. I don't know. But I'm sitting here as an outsider just kind of watching this studio die. Because if you guys aren't even willing to like budge on that price and try something different, then what's the fucking point? And I feel like that's what they're thinking right now. Just trying to look at the activity and the development and the updates. They put out that update on the 10th of September, and it just feels like they blew a bunch of smoke up everybody's asses. And now the game is going overwhelmingly negative, which is going to just hurt them even more. It feels very strange to watch this happen, and what seems like the developers not even attempt to try and keep community faith alive. It's crazy to me. Define Human, I was an original Kickstarter backer of you guys. I had faith that you guys could get it done, and it's not like I'm sitting here going like, I want my money back. I understand game development is crazy. You guys made a lot of mistakes, and I saw that from day one. I'd like to reach out and potentially set up like a real talk interview and just kind of see if there was anything that you guys would do differently, and just have an actual discussion, not an interview. Be like, so how are things going in the studio? I'm talking like, let's get into it. I would love to chat, because I would like to see the insight of somebody who is going through game development hell, because I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. And don't take this as a slight. This is literally from an outsider just watching this happen. I haven't played the game in a long time. This is kind of crazy to watch. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, my name is Big Fry, and thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. We're shooting for 100,000 this year. I don't know if we're going to get it. I hope that we do. And if you guys like the video, make sure you click that like button, because it helps share the content. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one.